Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 and hello fellows, Herogon here. Today is Thursday, February 1st of 2023. Last week I told you guys that I had a rough week. I think it's time that I detail a few things about the last 2 weeks. My great-grandmother, Cora, passed away on January 15th, 2023. While I know there's an obituary for her, I won't be showing the link to her obituary due to the location. Stay safe on the internet when telling people where you're from. My rule of thumb is to just say which state you live in. No other exact details are needed if you want to be safe and avoid any doxing. Back on topic, Cora's funeral ended up being okay, as much as there was sorrow and bittersweetness about it. I saw some relatives there after the service, and plenty of people just reminisced and enjoyed themselves. A few days after going to Cora's funeral, my dad and I went on a 4-night vacation with stops to Nassau and Ocean Cay on the MSC Magnifica from January 22nd to January 26th. That vacation served as a nice breather from everything, from the funeral to being on the internet. It was an okay time for me, but I don't think my dad will try MSC again after the disembarkation process. I have lots of photos and videos from the MSC cruise, so expect that to go on Instagram. Maybe even a YouTube video instead, perhaps. Try guessing how many photos and videos I took. I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you guess correctly? Okay, the answer is 692 photos and videos, which is way too much for my iCloud to handle. It has definitely been quite a few weeks for me, so I should leave things there for life updates. Do note that I'll be experimenting with a new format of pre-recording things the next time I record, so that should hopefully be a time saver. Credit goes to Sean LeBro for all his work. It is amazing. With that said, let's get into the fun log. Now, let's see. First up, January 7th had Sean the Bro covering... Wait, oops. Wrong one. Sorry about that. January 21st saw Sean the Bro's tutorial on unlockable items. That week, we implemented locked and unlocked items, prepared logic for storing all data for unlockables, and saving/loading data about the player's content. The tutorial was mostly C++ code this go round within the... Gotta pause that there. Within the base game instance and my save game data. For the base game instance.h, we added a new Boolean variable called isUnlocked. We also have an array called unlockables right here, and an array of all the unlockable items and if they have been unlocked or not. Within the .cpp file, we set our unlockables using the line unlockables.setNum. That way things are all primed and ready to go. In the init function, we set the unlockable data table using a soft object path that uses the unlockable item data table in the blueprint right here. After that, we have an if statement of unlockable data table. Inside, we set the total number of unlockable items and transfer the data table data to an array. Redundancy, am I right? Then in my save game data, we have a Boolean array called unlocked items, which is useful for our to see if our items have been unlocked within the save game data. Now back to the base game instance.cpp, we have a new area in the save game function where we set the number of locked or unlocked values to save by getting the data to save and setting the number of the unlocked items right here. After setting the unlocked items value to save, we use a for loop to save each unlockable item as either locked or unlocked. In the load game function, it's a similar deal, albeit using data to load instead, and a bit of reverse since it is loading our saved stuff rather than saving our stuff. We use an if statement because the first time we load the game, the unlocked items we load in from the file will be 0, and thus will not set the unlockables array to the correct number. Now, January 28th of 2023 saw the tutorial of the week do further improvements for the unlockable items. We went over adding logic for unlocking items in the shop, saving any unlocked data, and improving the in-game store. That tutorial was entirely blueprint visual scripting and involved widget work. Widget work. Cute little alliteration. Gotta love it. In the store item icon widget, we added a new image called locked image. That little A icon red that almost looks like a very pixelated devil head. We also have some adjustments for a function in store item icon called set item details. We have a new input of type Boolean named is unlocked here. And depending on if is unlocked is true, then we also have some. This is used for a select node port. I'm sorry, sometimes I get screwy with my scripts. Sorry there. Now, depending on if is unlocked is true, then we set the visibility for our locked image to either be hidden if the item is unlocked, or false, which will be visible if the item is still locked. We also set a new integer variable called unlockable index, set by another new function called item unlockable right here. In the store widget, we now cast to base game instance instead of getting our data table. And this happens after all of our listen for input actions. We get our unlockables array and put it into a for each loop. Little has changed after that part in the event graph besides connecting our new values of is unlocked and item unlockable. And with item unlockable, we use the array index as our value for setting the item details. And that's about the best for that. Now for confirm selection, in the first false branch, determine item button to focus gets the unlockable index via determine item button to focus using the store item reference. And then we connect that to the item unlockable index in the store item confirmation pop-up widget. We also have a new function called refresh items, which uses the change category with the current category variable as the category index. We use refresh items within the store item confirmation pop-up function confirm selection. Our new stuff here requires us to use the 0 part of switch on int, as well as making the default be 1 for this part. We cast to base game instance and get an array reference to our unlockables array with the integer item unlockable index added in this widget. We set the is unlocked member in the unlockable item to true, remove the pop-up, and start listening to our actions via the creator widget, which is the store widget, and finally refresh our items. That is about the best I can do about informing the blueprint stuff and describing it thus far. Now, since it takes a while for the game to complete a fight, I will only show the store widget, and don't worry, all the stuff works well. We go into the game, our new pop-up from weeks ago, then go to store. If you see here, all of these items, there are differences between the locked right here and the unlocked. So yeah, now the stuff that doesn't have this icon, I've already decided to try and unlock. So far, the currency stuff doesn't entirely go around yet. Let's see. It doesn't subtract yet. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Soon I will probably need to change my workflow, perhaps to pre-recorded audio and video. Oh boy, it's definitely wild. I'm still trying to get back in the groove after a long vacation, so be patient with me a little. Credit again goes to Sean the Bro for all of his work, which I've enjoyed going through it all. It has been a lovely backbone for the Funlog content. With all that said, I hope you like this video. So comment down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. And also to Sean the Bro as well if you're looking to be an aspiring game developer or a framework creator, as I like to think of Sean as sometimes. And of course myself being a framework promoter, I guess, putting it into my own terms. It helps a small YouTuber out to subscribe, especially in times like these. With all that, I have been Herogon, and you have been you. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you all later. Goodbye everyone, and have a hero-tastic day.